exponential growth in their earnings month on month, every month, even in lockdown. How is that possible? Surely that sounds like a scam. Well, stay tuned and find out more, because tonight is Tell All Tuesday and we're going to speak to people who are enjoying exponential growth right now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Tell All Tuesday. So this is typically a format that we do every single month here at DewPoint. It is one of the formats that I really enjoy because we get to hear from real wealth engineers doing our business. So if you're tuning in as another wealth engineer, or if you're tuning in as a guest, I hope that this evening will be informative, it'll be motivating, it'll give you some understanding of our business, whether you're new, whether you're a guest considering our business. I think there is value for all of us, even for us as the team at head office. There is so much value in getting to understand the journey of all these wealth engineers coming through our business. But these are special individuals that I'm going to be introducing you to this evening because they really stand out from the bunch. They have shown either incredible growth, typically they are very tenacious individuals, and they are certainly blazing a trail for all of us. And that has value for all of us because it shows us what is possible, and it also motivates us because it is almost a beacon of light for many of us to go, okay, that's what other people are achieving. As Eric Worre always says, success leaves clues, and we certainly want to understand what those clues are so that we can perhaps follow in these individuals' footsteps. So this evening we are going to be featuring 4 of our wealth engineers, 3 of which are new to the business, fairly new, so younger than 6 months in the business, which in terms of entrepreneurship is very new. And then we have got 1 wealth engineer couple that have been in our business for the last 4.5 years. So we're going to be taking a look at their numbers, what their business has been doing for them from an earnings point of view, as well as just listening to them to understand what their journey has been like. So our first wealth engineer that we're going to be looking at is Mondi Gobololo. He is from Queenstown in the Eastern Cape. He is a truck driver. He's employed with the local municipality down there, and he has done amazingly well in his first few months here at DewPoint. So if you look at his numbers, his income with DewPoint has increased on average by 72% every month. Imagine giving yourself a 72% raise every single month. That is impossible in typical employment. But here at DewPoint, because we have embraced entrepreneurship wholly, that is most certainly within reach for every single wealth engineer. And Mondi has grabbed it with open hands. His recurring income in the last 120 days has exceeded 2,500 Rand, so just over 2,600 Rand. And it looks like he's going to be conquering the Achiever Quest this month again. So we will boost that to 7,600 Rand this month, and that is in his first few months at DewPoint. But let's hear what he has to say.
My mom was not married to my dad, so my father figure there was my grandfather. We're very close, and at times, you miss those conversations, those wisdom, that I used to get from him. He passed on about 6 years ago now, in 2014. The most important thing that my grandfather taught me is to respect people. Treat people equally, irrespective of their status in life. Just respect people. And also the fact that In life, you are a provider. He taught me those values that as a man, I must know that it's upon me to get up in the morning to make it a point that the family is taken care of. When I started with Viewpoint, I was in a very terrible situation financially. I was a clerk of works with a company that was working with Eskom. Things sort of crumbled because the contract was cancelled without any notice and stuff like that. I was despondent. At that time, I don't have money, I don't have income. Most of the people in my situation maybe would have given up. That time taught me to adapt. Those words of my grandfather saying that it's upon me to get up and make it happen. So they keep driving me because I know that nobody's going to come for me. Nobody's going to rescue me from the situation that I am. It is upon myself to take responsibility and make things happen. It's an emotional situation. Emotional in a sense that, you know, in life I have done so many things trying to make ends meet, and all those things, they failed me. But in this year, when I met Viewpoint in January, my first check from Viewpoint, it addressed my immediate needs. You know, being able to buy electricity, being able to buy groceries for my children. I used to live a kind of life, even though I'm working, but I used to live this kind of life whereby between the pay dates, I have to be borrowing money from people in order to make it to the next pay date. And when that pay date gets there, then I have to start paying those other people. But ever since I have started doing Viewpoint, earning with Viewpoint, now when Viewpoint's money comes into my account, there's money in my account. There's no zero or there's no minus. And even when my pay comes into my account, for the first time now, I don't look forward to my pay date from work with that anxiety that when is it going to come? By the time money registered in my account, then I run to the shops. No, I relax now because Viewpoint is bridging that gap for me. You know, we are able now to live with my family from the first day of the month to the last day of the month without any stress. So Viewpoint has changed my life altogether. I want to go to Mauritius. I want that trip, and I am positive that I'll reach that by the end of this year. Well, to me, that's a short-term goal. The long-term goal for me, my ambitions, what burns me, is to get to a situation whereby I am able to provide for my family, even if I happen to die, to know that when I leave, I will be leaving my children with an asset that will carry them throughout the life. You see, that's what I love about this business. It's the flexibility of it, that you can do it anywhere. The past 3 months, I was in and out of the hospital. I was still able to connect people to this business because the phone was not hospitalized, my hands and fingers were working, and my mind was still fine. So I could phone people, still, you know, connecting them to the business. And yes, I signed people while I was in the hospital. It was not an easy time for me, but Viewpoint made it possible for me to do the business. There is just no circumstances that can hinder you from reaching the goal that you want to reach. There is absolutely nothing. Those things have been removed from Viewpoint. There is no risk, there is nothing. You just get to build your channel with Viewpoint as long as you are not allergic to data, you have a smartphone, and you are able to sacrifice and invest in your business. I mean, you will succeed. You will succeed. I used to count how much airtime or data that I use before I joined Viewpoint. But these days I don't even mind because I know that I'm investing in my business. And yes, I'm telling you, the returns are good. The returns are so great. I can see the way it's very clear. The trajectory of my life now, it's so positive. I know where I'm going with Viewpoint.
Bertis de Klerk is from Pretoria. He is an entrepreneur, so he has his fingers in a couple of businesses, and we were very fortunate that he took interest in Dewpoint because of Donnie van Wyk's efforts, and he has been with us for the last few months with great success. So some recent numbers, just in the last month, Bertis has increased his channel size by 56 in 30 days alone. And his income has doubled in the last month. And so Bertis is another wealth engineer that we are featuring this evening that has enjoyed exponential growth in this business, month on month, even in lockdown. Let's have a listen to what Bertis has to share with us.
I woke up one morning in February and instead of doing Bible study, I clicked on Facebook. There was a guy who was trying to befriend me, and I didn't know him from a bar of soap. So I looked into his portfolio, and there was a guy speaking in a video. And listening to this guy, I realized that he was resonating with me in a way that not everybody resonates with me. And after that, I do my Bible study, and I went into my computer and I scrutinized the company. I tried to phone him, and the ladies in the office said they will give my number to him because of the Poppy Act and everything. And after 2.5 hours, he phoned me back, and we spoke for an hour on the telephone. And I started with Dewpoint. But one of the principles that I live by, I would have always said to my superiors, I'm a hard worker, I'm entrepreneurial, I'm going to make you rich, but take me with you. And I can truly say to you today, people, that Dewpoint is such a company. You can work, and you're actually working for yourself, but with everything in place, you can make them rich, but you can be rich as well. Because I can work towards my own destiny, towards my own income. If I earn whatever I earn, I can live on it, but eventually, I will die, and my children and my grandchildren can eventually inherit this money. This is not an easy ride, but you must stay positive. For every no, you must just say to yourself, it's closer to a yes. And there's bonuses in place, and you must work towards those bonuses. The money is on the table, people. It's a privilege working with you guys. Thank you that I can stand on the shoulders of giants and be part of it, because watch this space. I'm going as well.
And then we have Mr. Vic de Klerk. He is a broker consultant. He's based in KZN, I think close to Mamzimtoti. He is extremely determined. He has done a due diligence on our business. He fortunately has a background in finance, so he knows what to look for when he's looking for a partner in business. And he has done exceptionally well. In the last 90 days, his channel has grew by over 100 people, and to date, in that short space of time, in just a few months, he has already earned in excess of 17,000 Rand with us here at Dewpoint. And he is adamant that he is going to become one of our biggest earners here at Dewpoint, and we really look forward to the journey that he still has to continue with here at Dewpoint, because as we said, as we premised, this is a business that promises exponential growth if you can make that commitment and prioritize Dewpoint. Let's have a listen to Vic.
So around about the 28th of February, when my brother phoned me one evening, and he said to me that I got to listen to this. This is a good network. The networks that I found was these kind of networks where you have to buy a lot of things, use a lot of things, and it is actually expensive. And I never really tried it. And years went by. And I was looking for a network and I never really found one. Until my brother found me and he showed me Dewpoint. It made sense to me that another listed company like Exponential is involved. So there's a lot of safety. There's Dewpoint that is having a license at the FSCA. So everything is in place. And then I saw that the person that wrote the program for Clientele Life is the same person that wrote the program for Dewpoint. But Dewpoint never stops. When you start your business for life. It never stops. The big thing today is I do not have to go to all these meetings. I do not have to get in my car and drive to Durbanhof or to Pietermaritzburg or to Margate and see people. I select a good, comfortable chair, and then I start to phone my friends. We start to do business with downloading the app. And for myself, in the time that we live in now, it makes sense. You know, I still have a full-time job, and I really enjoy that. I find time to do Dewpoint. I select who I want to phone. I tell the people the story. And I know that networks work, and I send them a video, they can have a look at it. And we live in a time where a lot of people will have to try and find another way of income. And I have in mind to make a lot of money here, because it's in my hands, it's my own time. I have through the years gathered a lot of friends, acquaintances, a big network. Because, you know, we all do some or other thing, whether you play golf or you go to dance parties or wherever you go. There's people that needs to know about another opportunity. So I actually find this not that hard because there is a need. And if you can explain it well to people and you are very sincere, like we all are, we are sincere. We would like you to grow, and we like you to grow with us. And nowadays, with what is available in the technology, we form groups, and we do not just do it ourselves. We pull everybody together. We make friends, and we inspire friends. And everybody that gets in your team, you want him to do well, and assist them. And so I see a good future here, and I will do it as quick as I can to grow quite big here. There's people that make a lot of money here, and I consider myself to be one of them. Maybe you consider that for yourself too. And I really wish you all the best. You know, getting into Dewpoint, just remember, it's listed. A listed company, nothing can stop it. And they tick all the boxes. They do the right things. It's in your hands.
And finally, we have our superstar couple, Lynette and Frikkie Badenhorst. They are based in Thunderbale Park, so about an hour away from our head office. They are retired. Frikkie was forced into early retirement. That has certainly not stopped them. They have found a way. They have forged a way for themselves, regardless of their circumstance. And so it is always great to hear what they have to share with us, because they are one of the most inspiring couples we have in our business, and the success that they've had speaks for itself. The amount of awards that they've won every single year at Dewpoint, you can go watch that at our Converge Awards that has been documented. So let's look at some numbers recently. In the last 60 days, they've had over 1,100 people join their channel. Their earnings to date, so in the last 51 months, their earnings from Dewpoint out of our returns and rewards program has exceeded 1.2 million rand. And the beautiful thing is that their income is growing with Dewpoint every single month. So in the last 51 months, if they've earned 1.2 million rand, what are they going to do in the next 51 months? Because they are coming off a base which is ever increasing. And so that's the amazing thing about this business, that there is no ceiling to what you can achieve here at DewPoint. It really just comes down to you, your commitment to the business, the belief you have in yourself, and just leading by example. And Lynette and Frikkie have always done that successfully. They've led by example. They've waited for no one. They have blamed nothing. Their circumstance means nothing to them. As I said, they have forged a way for themselves. And so let's listen to what Lynette has to share with us.
Brendan has asked me to give some tips on how to build a channel. For me, consistency is the key to success. The most important thing is to keep on keeping on. Can you really afford not to ask everybody that you know as soon as possible? It's not your job to decide if they will be interested or not. Your only task is to keep on asking the key question. And the key question is, are you perhaps open to earn an extra income? If they are, you send them the info and your wealth engineer number. It's as simple as that. Next, I believe that you should treat DewPoint like your job. You don't go to your job once a week or once a month and expect to get full pay. No, you will get fired if you do so. DewPoint will never fire you, but if your input is not enough, it will take an awful time to succeed. You need to be serious about changing your financial future forever and must be willing to put in a constant effort. If you only have 2 hours a week, do it consistently. But Philip and others have proved that if you put in 8 hours a day, you will get the big results soon. There are lots of times where we are not productive, making excuses all the time. All of us needed to make some sacrifices to do DewPoint. And if you're not prepared to give up something, then you do not have skin on the table, and it becomes another one of those things that never work. You can put your business on high speed like Philip and others and send out 100 plus prospects the info every day, or you can go as slow as you want. Nobody is forcing you. But Philip has built a channel worth more than 22,000 per month in about a year, while others are earning nothing in the same period. All of us are using the same system. I believe going forward and beyond this pandemic that Facebook offers the best tool ever, and it's almost free. You only need a little bit of data to work on Facebook. But still there are people complaining, I can't get people. There are 57 million waiting for our message. Don't waste time on those who are not interested. Move on. Your only task is to share the information, and you cannot take the blame for other people's inactivity. We must harness technology now, because that is the only thing that will keep us active and productive during the aftermath of the pandemic. But the sky is the limit. I urge you to familiarize yourself with it. DewPoint has done a lot to create content for us to use on Facebook. So why are we not using it? But if you are serious, you will follow the great networkers online and learn from them. Make DewPoint your number one priority. Use every minute that you can and allocate it towards your dream, and you will never look back. I'm testimony of that. What you believe, you can achieve.
So thank you and congratulations to those wonderful wealth engineers who we heard from this evening. They are testament to the DewPoint system, to it working, to it creating hope for South Africans, to it being the solution that our country needs, and to the ability that every single wealth engineer in our business has the ability to build exponential wealth into their channels. As we heard from many of the wealth engineers, it takes commitment. That is an attitude adjustment that is required to make that commitment, to prioritize DewPoint ahead of many of the other distractions in our life. And so I hope this evening was informative for you. We have a wealth of resources available for you. So if you're a guest that is doing a due diligence on DewPoint, you should be able to get every single one of your questions answered. You are most welcome to email us at info@dewpoint.net if you have any questions that go unanswered, or speak to the person that's introduced you to Dewpoint. And for my wealth engineers out there, we are in the struggle together, but together is key. It is about community. It's about the support that you are surrounded by at Dewpoint. And so get involved, get stuck in, make a daily commitment to this business. You will see the results, and I hope to see more of you stepping onto the stage in future at our Tell All Tuesday event. Look forward to seeing you in the rest of the week. Good evening.